report I directed Leon Panetta. I was briefed. I met repeatedly. I determined at my direction. I called President Zardari. I, as Commander-in-Chief. We don't need to spike the football.
I said that I'd go after bin Laden if we had a clear shot at him, and I didn't.
Suppose the Navy SEALs had gone in there, suppose they'd been captured or killed. The downside would have been horrible for them.
Lenny, let me start with you. Obviously, they're pointing out that from the election, and he says that that number is more than George W. Bush and Bill Clinton combined. Is he now the campaigner-in-chief? Are those criticisms fair? Lenny, let me start with you.
Well, first of all, good morning, Ed, and the two of us having been in politics for a few years, let me say how shocked I am that an incumbent president is campaigning for office as president.
Hello, are you happy people?
And the opposition party is complaining. This is a shocking development in American politics.
But Lanny, it's more than other people have. I mean, when you hear that it's more than his predecessors combined, that doesn't make a dent?
Well, first of all, funny numbers. Let's see the numbers. Secondly, wouldn't you expect the Republicans to say it's more and the Democrats to say it's less? I remember when the Democrats criticized George Bush and said it's more. This is shocking. It's partisan politics. It's nothing but that. And I don't think anyone's going to take this criticism seriously.
Well, actually, somebody is. Before I get to you, Ed, let me read to you what Dana Milbank wrote in a column in the Washington Post just this week. He says, shouldn't presidential leadership be about setting an example? Instead, he is erasing the already blurred lines between campaigning and governing. And Ed, Dana went on to call it sleazy.
Well, I don't know whether it's sleazy or not, but at the end of the day, this team from the beginning has put their top political people in very high-level positions in the White House. And Lanny, you and I have been around the game a long time. There's always been a political person, but there's never been the entire team sort of superimposed. Ever since the midterm elections, when they took a bath in the Congress, they set up their headquarters in Chicago. They've been raising money at a record pace. They basically have decided their legacy, as most presidents do, is getting reelected, and everything else away from the boards. And I think this has been a nonstop campaign. He does campaigning better than he does governing. So, you know, maybe that's what he likes, and maybe that's why he's doing it.
Guys, I want to show you some ads, some political ads, and one that is controversial. Veterans have just released an ad. Some of them include Navy SEALs, in which they object to President Obama's handling of the Osama bin Laden raid anniversary. Let's watch this new ad, get you to comment.
I can report I directed Leon Panetta. I was briefed. I met repeatedly. I determined at my direction. I called President Zardari. I, as Commander-in-Chief. We don't need to spike the football.
I said that I'd go after bin Laden if we had a clear shot at him, and I didn't.
Suppose the Navy SEALs had gone in there, suppose they'd been captured or killed. The downside would have been horrible for them.
Lenny, let me start with you. Obviously, they're pointing out that perhaps President Obama has taken too much credit for this. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, I wasn't comfortable with the political advertisement about the killing of Osama bin Laden, and I criticized it, and I still think it was poor judgment. I think the facts speak for themselves. Those excerpts are completely taken out of context. President Obama gave full credit to these heroic people who killed Osama bin Laden, but also honest Republicans give President Obama credit for making the very tough call to send them in as opposed to other options. But he has done too much, in my opinion, and it's a political mistake to exploit this. He should have allowed the facts to speak for themselves, and certainly a political ad was wrong timing, in my view.
And the political ad that you're talking about, obviously, Lanny, is the president's own political ad that we're seeing now on the other side of our screen. Ed, what do you make of the criticism of the president?
Well, the criticism is very legitimate. The president made the right decision, and it's a courageous decision. But more important, the Navy SEALs, our special forces, who are an extraordinary group of young men and women that went out and did the job. The key thing here is from the night that it happened a year ago, the White House staff ran out and took credit for a whole bunch of things they shouldn't have and disclosed a whole bunch of stuff they shouldn't have. And at the end of the day, America will not tolerate, and certainly these Navy SEALs and these veterans don't want to be used as political props. They want to go do the job well, fight as they have for a very long period of time. The real battle here is going to be over the defense budget, and I would hope that both President Obama and Mr. Romney will discuss the drastic cuts that they're talking about making here that will basically put our nation in real jeopardy, and more important, these men and women who have served us so ably over the last decade, put a lot of their lives in jeopardy.
That seems sure to be a feature of the upcoming campaign battle. Lanny Davis and Ed Rollins, thanks so much for coming to debate this.
Thank you.